Good morning, Ian Quick with Millionaire by 50. Today is Saturday, July 11th. No, I'm not in some misty tropical jungle. It's raining outside and I didn't want to get my laptop wet. So today I'm in my dining room and this is just a giant picture behind me. Get used to it, you might see it a lot. Today I want to talk about dealing with financial loss. Simply because yesterday I had a follow-up call with a corporate client who still had an event scheduled for next week, which could have been done under social distancing practices. Now, the event manager still wanted to go ahead, but the owner was too afraid that people would not respect social distancing rules and would be breaking the gathering limits and so forth, and it canceled a substantial contract, which means yet another big financial hit. They might reschedule for the end of summer if the rules change and we enter into a different category of phase 3 of this pandemic response. But for now, that's a lot of money lost again. And that's okay. No, I know, it sounds great, it's okay. I want to talk about the history of dealing with financial loss for me and what I did the first time and why I'm reacting differently now. Some of you may recall back in 2008 there was a financial recession. At the end, I didn't have the company I have now, but I was still a performing artist working for myself. I focused predominantly only as a magician, and I did a lot of corporate functions, and I toured a lot with various school boards doing educational shows. And when that recession hit, all the corporate contracts just stopped happening. No big Christmas parties, no big company picnics, nothing like that. And with the schools that year, we had record-breaking snowfalls and a lot of snow day cancellations, and a lot of the schools, depending on the school board, their surplus budget for things like entertainment had to go towards snow removal so the roofs wouldn't cave in. And so, again, a lot of canceling. That year, on top of that, I used to have a big cargo van, and sometime in the late summer, some kids had sugar tank to my car. It being an older car, the filter didn't work properly, and some of the sugar actually got well into the engine fuel lines. Not just clogged it up, and to the point where it actually shorted out the car's computer. Not a full short, but offset its calibrations, which caused me to burn gas way more than I should, which wears out parts quickly, and oxygen sensors burn out and so forth. And I wound up for a series of months always having little repair jobs of $500 here, $300 there, $800 there. And it would just add up, and it was a cascading thing. And at one point I was so invested in, I've repaired so much, I can't get rid of it. I just got to keep it up because otherwise I've wasted all this money. And I wound up having about $15,000 worth of repairs in that 1 year. So couple that with a loss of corporate income and canceled school shows, my income dropped by about 65% that year, which was a major blow, which unfortunately created a new paradigm in me about money. Before, money was a tool. Yeah, some you use it, you don't have it, you make some, you use it, you go for it. I didn't worry about money. I wasn't rich by any means, but my attitude towards money was what it was intended to be. It's a commodity to be exchanged for something else. And after that happened, I was so broke. I mean, I had to lie to my landlord at the time at one point, but having sent the rent check, and it just It must have been lost in the mail. I know it's a cliche excuse, but what are you going to do? And, sometimes not eat. And it created such a fear of not having enough money in me. But it didn't motivate me to be smart with my money. It just motivated me to hoard it and to not want to spend. And you have to spend money to make money. And it's a paradigm I've gotten better with, but I'm still occasionally fighting. Um, but I think this current pandemic is proof that I've made progress. When this event hit in March, COVID-19, um, I had a great year lined up. And to be honest, compared to 2008 me, um, I'm making, I'm easily making 3 to 4 times as much money as I used to back in 2008 or 2007, I should say. 2008 was a year but the point is, I'm really, really in a much better place. And then, boom, all of a sudden, for 3 months, no contracts. But not only that, even though we're starting to reopen, there are no fairs and festivals happening this summer. No big corporate functions, no summer camps. And typically, I make about 40% of my annual income in July and August. I work 7 days a week in July and August. I work hard. The staff works hard. We do a crazy amount of shows and entertaining because this is when it all happens. Um, and this is all dried up. Uh, and I'm not going to legit numbers because I don't know, but I stand to lose easily a substantial 5 figures this year because of it, which actually I stand to lose more this year than I made back in 2007 when things were good. And you can imagine when 2008 became bad. So this is a scary prospect, and I could have spiraled downwards and panicked and, oh no, I'm ruined. And especially I'm seeing a lot of places around us right now, restaurants closing, businesses going out. They can't afford to keep going. It's a fragile economy. Despite all that, I've kept my spirits up. Why? Because I've learned some things about money. And this is one of those cycles, right? Remember the laws of the natural laws of the universe? Things come and go. This is a down cycle, but actually for me, it's starting to come back up because I do have gigs happening again, whereas I had none for a while. Are they what they should be for this time of year? No, of course not. But I still choose to look at the positive side of things, law of polarity this time. And for every gig I have, it's one less gig I don't not have. I don't know if that even makes sense. But it's about the attitude. And I'm instead of panicking and trying to budget and cut down on stuff, I'm working on what can I do to increase business and production. I spent the day yesterday with a colleague filming a bunch of videos that will be used as a marketing tool. And my attitude is that this is a cycle. While it's bad, it could be a lot worse. Everything is relative, right? Law of relativity. And unlike some people I'm seeing in my industry who are still not working, I'm starting to work again. I'm attracting it. And I feel good about it. Will 2020 end with a upward curve? Certainly. Will I be higher than it was last year? The pessimists would say, no, you've lost too much. But I'm saying, hey, there's still 6 months in this year. Who knows what opportunities are around the corner, what we can create. And I'm basically choosing to simplify things, the optimist view. Pessimist says the glass is half empty. The optimist says the glass is half full. I used to be a realist, saying the glass is too small for its content. Give me another glass. And there's nothing wrong with recognizing what it is and trying to change the glass to make a better situation. But if I don't have a glass around right now, I choose to be an optimist. Glass is half full. Um, so it's really a matter of mindset. How people deal with this pandemic is a matter of mindset. I'm looking right now at a friend and colleague of sorts here in Ottawa. There's Little Ray's Nature Center. It used to be known as Little Ray's Reptile Zoo because it started with reptiles, but now they have so much more, and they've become a conservation area, and they travel all over and rescue animals, exotic animals, and all sorts of stuff. And they tour and they educate. And I've mentioned this before. They're in dire straits right now because nothing can be open, but they still have the huge overhead of sheltering and feeding, providing healthcare for all these animals, and they can't just abandon them. And they have an operating cost of about $50,000 a month, which is huge. And they're under a vow. They're drowning in debt, trying to keep this alive and trying to. But the owner, Paul, um, is quite remarkable. Instead of giving up, he is fighting tooth and nail and bringing awareness and asking the public for help, and people are responding. He is really putting it out there. He knows. It's not just that he believes, he knows he can save this. He knows people will help. And he's right. And in fact, today they have a big fundraising event at a drive-in where they're doing their one of their educational shows at that drive-in. So people can come in their cars, be safe, socially distanced. They'll see what's going on. VIP cars in the front get the roaming animals so they can look through the windows display. And there's all sorts of other fundraising techniques they're using. And they're doing this to save, to make money and save the nature center. And I think it's admirable. And they're all doing this because of a positive mindset. I'm sure occasionally he has his doubts. We all do. We all go through that cycle. But nonetheless, he is choosing to attract success, to attract saving this nature center, rather than giving into despair. And that's what I'm choosing to do with my business, and that's how I'm dealing with the loss. And so when I got that call yesterday that they canceled corporate function, which could have meant good money for me, I simply chose to look at it as, okay, it's not happening now. We can reschedule for later this summer. So it's just postponed. It's not lost. And even if that event is not happening, I'm getting calls again, a lot of last minute attempted birthdays, and we're doing something, and are you guys still available? Are you guys doing this? Normally we book weeks and weeks in advance, but right now it's a lot of last minute stuff, and something will come and fill in that gap. I know it. So I'm not worried. One way or another, I'm getting through this, and I'm going to thrive. And it's that simple. Now let's talk gratitudes. I am grateful that I got to do a lot of filming yesterday. We practiced safe sets. But essentially, with my colleague, I was able to put together a lot of promotional items that will help my business. I have to edit all this stuff, of course, but it's in the can, and I feel like I'm doing something worthwhile, and I'm grateful for that. Um, I'm grateful for the time I get to spend with my family. Uh, I'm grateful that I have gigs today. Yay! I know a lot of my colleagues right now can't even say that. So this feels really good to me. And on that note, I will see you guys tomorrow.